Okay, so what I've gone through, I actually kind of forewent the whole zigzag stitch over the top of the skirt just because I don't really feel like I need it. The reason why I pinned it this way is whenever I do pinning, I always put the pins on the top or the fabric that I want to pay the most attention to. The one I'm most kind of like suspicious of not getting stitched, that's the one that I'll put on the top, or the smaller piece I'll put on the top. A lot of times I can actually then, take all the pins back out and then flip the fabric over and do another stitch just as kind of a backup. Or sometimes people like to do a final zigzag stitch along the hem because it kind of helps to minimize the stringies from coming out of the garment. And I actually did a pretty good job guesstimating where our, gathering should be. It actually matched up on the first time, which that is always a first, But again, just experience, it just teaches you how to do that part. So now I'm going to go through, stitch this. I might even flip it over and stitch it again. And then we're going to work on putting the two pieces together. Any type of extra stuff, so you see how I have this much extra. If it comes out to be an extra thing, either I'll fold it over and I'll hem it, or I'll simply just cut it off because we don't need it anyway, okay? So that's where we are with that. Okay, so what I've got now is I have a little bodice top matched up with our skirt that we made. And now all that is left to do is actually put the two pieces together. Now, according to the directions, what they want you to do is they want you to go again, turn it inside out. Oh, I forgot to tell you, what I did was I just zigzagged, stitched the top parts, and it works pretty well. I just want it to be durable. And hindsight being 2020, as it always is, I probably should have used pink thread, but white is just easy. It's available, and So what I'm going to do is now I've got my garment inside out. As you can see, there's all the ugliness. And I'm now going to take it according to the directions, and I'm going to stitch it. Remember our triangles. So there's our triangles again. And I'm going to stitch it up to that point. Now, it was actually asking for hook tape, but when I was out shopping, I couldn't find that. And I've done it to where you can have buttons. Buttons are kind of hard for little kids, but snaps and Velcro always work. This will be the first time I actually use this. This is called snap tape. I got it at Hobby Lobby. And I think it's going to be a really great success because it's already got the snaps done for you. The snaps are already put on. So all you have to do as the seamstress is to just sew this tape on. So I'll do a little bit of fancy work, try and even up the odds, and or try and make it look prettier so that way that ugly hem is not exposed. And I'm going to cut a certain amount of the snap tape. What I don't use, I will save for my next garment. I may even use this later on when I make baby clothes, because hammering on snaps or stitching by hand snaps is not any fun, especially the hammering part. If you don't have like a nice solid surface to work with, you can end up ruining your dining room table. So, thankfully it's mine, and it's okay that I make little dents in it. I just call it's the aged effect, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do those things, and then I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so I feel like this is kind of important to show you and tell you. So I managed to do the bottom part of the skirt and sew it all the way up to our triangles. Now what I've done is I've cut out the piece of snap tape that I need, and I'm putting this on the inside so that the other piece will lap over it, and it should fasten correctly around the doll. Before I actually go through and do the other side, I'm going to test it out. So I figured that you would probably need to know that. So this is what it's going to look like on one side. So this is the actual dress side, the right side of the dress, and then this will be the inside of the dress with the snaps on. You may want to switch out your foot of your sewing machine. It just depends on how comfortable you are with that whole process. Most sewing machines have like a zipper stitch or something like that. I'm just going to try and keep it on the same one I've got. I'll let you know how it works out. So as you can see here, I've got the sewing machine set up the way I want it. The one thing you really have to be careful about is you don't stitch other parts of the dress while you're stitching this part of the dress. And especially with it being such a small garment, you really got to be careful with how you do it. So you're going to constantly be searching up underneath, so if I can turn it just a little bit, and making sure, you know, see, here's my fingers, where the actual stitch is going, so that way you're not going to be stitching the other part of the garment. So I'm going to go ahead and go through that for you on the fast mode. So this is what the back side of the dress looks like. As you can see, we've got the wonderful snaps that make it easy for the child to put the garment on and off. It matched up pretty well. I think next time I will probably just use Velcro. I think Velcro is a little bit easier option. I had a little bit of difficulty sewing over the snaps, but as you can see, our pattern really worked out. We made the D dress out of 81.92. So thank you, Simplicity. Thank you, American Girl, and we'll see you on the next video.